All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Current Situation Media. This is a very exclusive interview here with the Board of Directors of the Liberian Association of Iowa. So please do us a favor here and share this important interview here. Right now is 10:42 p.m. Central Time. We are reporting live here from West Des Moines, Iowa. And this is a breaking news here and a very important message for the Liberian community of Iowa. So if you are just joining us, we appreciate that you share this link here. But we are live streaming here from my page, Vinton Hook's page. We're live streaming from the Current Situation Media page, and we're also live streaming from YouTube. So those that are on YouTube, they can also watch us, and those that follow us on the Current Situation Media page can also view this interview. So we have a very special guest here. First time here on Current Situation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule. I know you will be joined here by your colleagues. For the benefit of our viewers here and those that will join us, go ahead and introduce yourself with regards to your full name, your community status, your position within the Liberian Association of Iowa.
Firstly, let me say thank you for the invite. It's important that we speak to the community at this point in time. My name is Harry Clichy, the co-chairman of the board of directors and the chairperson on elections matter.
Thank you very much here, Mr. Quickie. We appreciate your time here as well. Yeah, so bring us up to speed. The Liberian people are tuning in here to watch, and some of them will follow this interview here. This is going to be a maybe 1.5 hour segment. So bring her up to speed. What is going on now? Because the community is a little bit perplexed. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. There was election held today and earlier today, and most people think that election is illegal, and including myself here as a concerned citizen here, and also we did not see no awareness of of the election. So bring us up to speed. What is going on? Is this election? Do you guys validate this election, or this election is illegitimate?
Uh, Firstly, let me state for the record that elections that took place today is illegal. It is a process that was marked by fraud. It is not legitimate, and therefore it is not binding on the community. This is why we are here to unfold the terrible syndicate, a group of crooks, a group of bad guys who think they are capable of hijacking our democratic process. As you may be aware, we let me just start as far back as August 5th, August 4th, when we had the first elections scenario, right?
Yes.
So when we postponed election at the time, and then later on we did cancellation, we thought it wise constitutionally to appoint an interim body that will lead us to new elections and run the affairs of the leadership at this point. So we did that, and then through that process, the interim government were able to bring the elections commission on board. We had a consultation as per constitutional mandate. We consulted and we agreed that the elections commission should add one person because there were four at the time, so they are grouping to make them five, so that they proceed with having the elections, which was a crucial matter at the time. So they proceeded to have elections, and then what we did to make the process transparent, to make it more efficient, effective, we thought it wise that okay, the chairperson of election matter, who's the co-chair on the board of directors in person of me, will be a part of the process so that we don't have a event that will occur and then the board has to go through the process and reach to the board and the election again has to be postponed. So we say, okay, let the board actively be part of electoral process. The board is not going to make a decision uh, that the elections commission is supposed to be making, but the board is going to witness the process. And that process began by there was a certain point in time that the elections commission decided to communicate to the various candidates with regards to the process, starting all over from the beginning to be fresh. So what did the commissioner did? The commissioner also sought the approval of the aspirant involved to do a background check. So the role of communication to each candidate for the candidate to allow them to do their background checks. And those candidates consented. They gave the go ahead. There was background check done on a lot of people, and then the interview stage because they were in twofold, right? There was this questionnaire that the commissioner had to ask you, and then there was this part about your background check that they had to confront you with. So I remember the first day it started, I was there. The vice presidential candidate, my love Che, I was there when she was being interviewed. Her interview was conducted in my presence, and then we moved on to a couple of people, and the interview was conducted. So it got to a point where the commissioner decided to make their choice as to who was qualified and who wasn't qualified. Because they had this uncover plan, so they did not put the co-chairperson and the chairperson on election matter in the know that they were about to qualify and disqualify people. I am not saying that I was going to be present to make a decision on who qualify or disqualify, but like I witnessed the process of vetting. I should have been there just to kind of watch them do what they do as the job to qualify people and disqualify people. To my surprise, they did not do it. And then after they met, according to the assistant secretary, there was a vote placed on the floor by the chairperson, in person of Mark Yuma, that they were about to deny deny Valiku. So he stated the reason why Valiku should be denied because when they were doing Valiku's interview vetting, they requested that Valiku give them paperwork as it relates to the matter that the board had previously handled. And then he asked for another paper from the Valiku should go and get some clearance from the interim leadership as to him being clear of turning over things that was in the possession. So when they had that information communicated to Valiku, he wasn't satisfied. He felt he was denied unlawfully. So what did he do? He immediately wrote a communication to the board of directors through me, the chairperson on elections matter, complaining the elections commission. So when I received the communication, what I did, I contacted the chairman immediately. I told the chairman, almost like the same scenario that happened when we postponed and canceled the first election. So I contacted the chairman I said, Mr. Chairman, we got an issue, and then this is the issue. He said, okay, then we have to meet immediately so that we look into it. We said, okay. And then at that point in time, we've already had a communication sent to the election commission chairperson that we needed to see him so he gives an update as to what the elections current status looks like. So the chairman said, since he's coming to the meeting, then it's a good idea. Probably we can brainstorm on it, or we can find another date to discuss the complaint. So he got we put him on to the board chat room. He came that day, and then he kind of briefed us as to what the election starter was, and then he mentioned about people being uh, qualified and somebody being disqualified. So it was when the chairman asked me in that meeting to kind of bring on the floor the letter that was sent by Mr. Cabo, so that we kind of asked him questions about it. So I asked him a couple of questions, and then his response was negative, was disrespectful. He seems to be too authoritative. He wants to be the one, like, okay, he tried to go into power struggle with the board of directors. So he did not even elaborate on the substantive of the issue. So we allowed him. One of the board members, in person of Mr. Sled, said, send the commissioner. I've already briefed us. Let the commissioner leave, and then we can discuss this communication as board members, and then we can come up with a resolution. So we allowed him. He left, and then we started discussing the communication that was sent by Valiku, and there's a girl called Ruth Lamine. So we put the communication on the floor for discussion, and
Who,
then it was
who's Ruth
the
Lamy?
she I think she applied to be, I think, some financial secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got all the communications here. So I think she applied. 1 second.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ruth Lamy.
she
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Ruth
Yeah,
Lamine. She applied for the position of financial secretary.
yes.
She also complained that she was denied unlawfully. So we put the communication on the floor, and then we begin to discuss the communication. And then I deliberated as normal, like in the past, that when the Dolly and Cherry team wrote that communication that Valiku should be denied because of domestic violence. I was the one who presided over that meeting,
Right.
because the communication came to me, and I explained the communication, and then we started deliberating on the communication. So, like the same way I did in the past, I did this too in that meeting. And then we begin to brainstorm as to what to do to curtail this issue, because we don't want the community to be in chaos. We want it to be peaceful. We want the election to be held, and then everything goes smoothly. So what did we do? The board agreed, including the chairperson, that we write the elections commission, and then we inform him of our position that the two candidates who complaining that they were denied should be reinstated on the condition of Mr. Cabo, if he has anything in his possession, should be turned over to the interim leadership so that they will give him clearance. We stated the date and time. And then the chairman also supported our argument that if the elections commission is he one because he had two counts of denied value. One, his domestic violence record, his expunged record that clears him, that make the board to clear him, should be presented to he, the commissioner. And then in our mind, we believe that the commissioner was trying to undo our resolution, because the constitution says that if there's an issue with elections, and then the board come in and have a resolution, that resolution become binding. It becomes a law that even the General Assembly cannot change leads to talk about a single individual who is the chairperson of the election commission. So we fell in that direction. He was trying to undo our resolution, which did not augur well for us. So we said we are not going to talk about the part you mentioned about trying to do the Bulls undo the Bulls resolution. We are telling you that these two candidates, at certain point in time, this is the date and time that they should submit the documents to him. So what did he do? Disrespectfully, he wrote a text to the commissioners, to the board of directors, telling them as far as he's concerned, he's going to go on with elections. Election is going to be held, and there is nothing we can do about it. So again, we saw it as a disrespect.
Okay,
So what?
let me hold you right there, yeah, Mr. Clichy. I just want to squeeze in a question. So
Yeah.
while all this is going on, where was the board of the chairman of the board of director? Which side is he on? Is he participating in these communication, or what was his position?
He's participating in this communication 100%. He support the idea for the board chairman to not have talked about matter that we dealt with. He said no, the board chairman, the election commission chairperson cannot go back to what we did to undo what we did. His suggestion was let him forget about that first count because we already work on it. Any attempt to go back to want to bring up that issue is like you trying to undo the Bulls resolution.
Right.
So his issue was all we need to do. He in fact he suggested the date and time that on the third Valiku at 11:59 should be able to turn over whatever document or whatever assets that he has for the association in his possession. That was his qualm. And then we did the Bulls resolution and send it to the commissioner. The commissioner responded, well, he's not going to go by it. Election is going to be held. The two candidates are denied, and there's nothing. He's not going to put them back. So we saw it as a disrespect. And then in that process that we were trying to handle, just with two persons being denied, I received another communication. I received a communication from the secretary, the assistant secretary of the elections commission,
Mr. Marco Jabo.
Marco Jebo.
Yes,
Not somebody who's outside. So imagine the gravity, the sensitivity of the matter. Somebody working with you is writing the board of directors, telling them that there was a fraud that occurred. You did not vet a particular candidate. That candidate was never vetted. In fact, when the vetting process was going on, the candidate was in Liberia. There was no point in time that candidate was vetted, which is even more important than back in the days when they submitted a paperwork about Valiku domestic violence. Now somebody that worked for the election commission is complaining the election commission head. Obviously, in that matter, the election commission head will be seen or deemed as not credible. And then when he's not credible, the election becomes not credible. So what did we do when we received that information? We immediately called the board again. And then when we called the board, we noticed that the chairperson in presence of First C1 has concocted himself into a syndicate because he know that election is on the 5th. And then the communication came when we told him about the meeting, the gathering, the sensitivity about this matter. He decided to play the delay tactics. That when the communication hit us on the 3rd, on the 4th, he wouldn't respond. He wouldn't answer anybody's text message. When you call him like you normally do, you pick up. He will not call you. He will not pick up his phone. So I started brainstorming and thinking what was going on. So I gathered my intellect and say, okay, I think this is what happened. This is the plan concocted by a particular group of people who supposed to serve the community honestly to get rid of a candidate and allow a certain candidate go on a web ballot.
Yeah.
That's where we drew our conclusion from the rest of the board members, the majority of the board members. So we started, other board members started calling the chairman. We started post. Normally, when we post stuff in the chat room, the board chairman will comment, he will see it. But when you post stuff, the board chairman wouldn't comment. So looking at the timing, we say, okay, this is what happened in Germany. We gotta be proactive.
He's not commenting, but he's seeing it, because usually when you post in the chat room, you can tell when somebody view it.
He will see it. When you even send him message on his number, he reads it, and you will know that he read the message. So all he's saying, when you call him, the chairman phone went from answering to voicemail.
Wow.
Because the plan was he wouldn't respond, so that we will not have a meeting, will not have a quorum, and then it falls into Saturday.
Yeah.
And then when it falls into Saturday, then he will come up and say, German, we cannot have this meeting because there's no time. Then we go to election on a Sunday today and elect somebody on a web ballot. That was the strategy. And we understood the strategy. So as a chairperson on election matter, what did I do? Like, I preside over the issue with regards to when Corte and his team wrote about Valiku.
Right.
I was a presiding officer. The chairman was just sitting in the meeting.
Yes.
So I wrote in the chat room that it was urgent because our characters are on the line. The community is on the line. The community is about to get into chaos, and we need to rescue this community. So we converged in the board's chat room, and we met a quorum. We are now board members. If 5 persons show up, that's a quorum. But we did not even have 5 persons. We had 6 persons in the meeting. That was Honorable Slair. That was Josiah, Honorable Josiah Yimpan. That was Christopher Kuya. That was me. That was Mr. Fred Bass, Rufus Bass. That was Mustafa Kroma. We were 6 persons who met in our chat room that evening because we knew we were urgent.
So even though you have a quorum, in the absence of the chairman, you can still proceed on a decision. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes. The Constitution used the word when the chairman is incapacitated, and it further goes down, in the absence of the chairman, the co-chair can chair the meeting. In the absence of the chairman. And we've come to understand the chairman wasn't incapacitated, but the chairman was doing it deliberately. The chairman had a syndicate of operation that he wanted to accomplish, for which he was doing it. Because we just had a meeting about the first communication Valiku wrote before the Assistant Secretary General from the Election Commission communication came. Why did the chairman went dumb? Why? So we understood the chairman's plan. So we said to him, okay, Mr. Chairman, we understand that you're monitoring this process, but we go ahead, we are proceeding because it is urgent that we do that. So what did we do? We converge. We brainstorm like I normally do. I put the communication on the floor for discussion. The 6 of us in that meeting, including Honorable Rufus Bass, agreed because when he listened to the communication, he agreed and said, "Oh, this is the same thing that happened before. So if we don't pass on it to make a decision, it's not a good sign. So in my mind, we should have election halted and then to look into this matter." And we all agree to that process. So we sent a communication to the Elections Commission outlining these things. why we cannot proceed, because it's important. It's a serious allegation, not by any other candidate, but by his own co-worker
Of
who
course.
raised a sensitive issue. So
Yeah.
for this reason, if he continues to proceed, election will not be credible. So we ask him to recuse himself. The professional thing to do, if you are accused of a certain things and you're part of that process, you recuse yourself. We did not dismiss the election commission because we understand the constitution. So we asked him to recuse himself, to turn all election materials over to the interim body, and then the interim body will onward submit it to whoever to act in that capacity. The chairman again did not even reply. The chairman wrote a communication and sent it into the chat room that was opened by quite recently by Jeff Cooper. He got my name on it. He addressed it to me, but he did not furnish me with the information, but he furnished the chat room. See how disrespectful it was. So again, we look at it, we say, okay, then this is exactly what we anticipated that was going to happen. This is the plan. They want to have these elections on a web ballot. They want to do everything in their power to see that Curtis show up on a web ballot and then he wins the presidency. But we, the majority member of the board of directors, will not allow this to happen. So when I did the communication, we gathered again, we converged an in-person meeting because we took it seriously.
Right.
We converged an in-person meeting at Mr. Newpan house. We put the resolution together. We sent the resolution out, and then we thought it wise to go to the Franklin Junior High School where the election was to be held. I've come to the sensitive point where they never had the election there. So what did we do? I met the guy, the manager of the place called Team, right?
Right. Right.
So I talked to him. We brainstormed about it, and I asked him what was the issue that could be the best way forward in having this election, in stopping this election. And then he told me, he said, I must be frank with you, there are a lot of issues involved, but once you communicate that to me, I will be able to look at it because it's a serious matter. In America, we do respect the board of directors because when it comes to these kind of organizations, they are the principal heads. So we will honor it. So I did a communication to the manager, and then the manager consulted. He replied me back in my email that it was approved. And then he immediately communicated with Mark Yuma that the board of directors have written me officially, for this reason, you cannot use the facility.
Right.
So apparently that had to woke up this morning and they went and used the park. But if you look at the election structure, how can you have, though we did not recognize them as team, right? But
Yeah.
how can you have Curtis? You have my Lord Cheyu. You have McKay. You have Love Timber, and then you have Ezekiel to be the winner of a perfect democratic process, like nobody ever participated only day alone. Look at the structure. Look at the structure. But let me just unearth the Senate. The head of the Senate is Boti Tayo. He's the controller for that Senate. He controls the board chairman because the board chairman has reduced himself to being a partisan board chairman. He's reduced himself to be a partisan board chairman, followed by Mark Yuma, the election commission chair, who is the implementer of what comes from Boti and the chairman. this
Thank
is
you.
this is this is sad. This is something that the majority block of the board of director will not accept. We will proceed with this matter to the point where we will have to go in front of the General Assembly, and the Assembly will decide who is right and who is wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Clayton. Thank you very much here for taking time off to explain. We have a lot of folks watching right now, and people are also sharing this. Like I said, we are live streaming from three major platforms here, from our page and from Current Situation Media platform from YouTube. So we going to welcome Josiah Nipam. Welcome here, sir, and I also like to welcome Christopher Kriya. And as the other board directors come in, we will add them. So, Josiah, what say you? The community was shocked today. Election was carried on unfairly. We did not, a lot of people, did not recognize that election. It was illegal. And how do we move forward? What steps have you guys put in now to pretty much tell the community this person that was elected, he legitimately is not somebody we should take order from or listen to or do business with them? How do we move forward? What you guys have already discussed, I know you've been having emergency meeting. You guys have also been very busy. Thank you for your hard work. How do we move forward now, telling the community, do not listen, do not recognize this leadership?
Yeah, thank you, AJ. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you very much for allowing us to come on your show to tell the community. The community get power. The people in the community get power. We have to disseminate the information to people. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people coming this morning. I want to go vote. I said, if you go down, you're wasting your own time. So all we can do is to disseminate the information correctly and make sure the people that got the power, the community got the power, take the stand. And what we do or what we can do, I can tell you right now, we're plugging our hairs. And one of the good thing, as we'll be on a long time, but one of the former board members coming, expressing his disappointment. What happened today is so sad. It's so pathetic. This is not a time for going web ballot, and because of certain group of individuals decided to tell the community to be a personal, family or tribal thing or whatever it is. I want to control it. And they feel other people don't have power to that, and we need to stop it. It's a continual process. They're always doing that, and we continue to go with this process. Then I don't know where we're going, but hey, again, I will tell you that we are still talking, we are still meeting, and one of the things we did to come on the platform to tell the community, and we meet the community will decide.
When are you guys calling for the general meeting or emergency meeting, Mr. Clichy? You are not audible.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
was mute. I was muted. I just unmuted myself.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we anticipate to do this in the shortest possible time. Because we don't want it to look like the past where things are kind of drag on, carry on, and other stuff. So we want to just inform the community first, and then we will come back to either your platform or whatever means it is to have the community informed that there will be a mass meeting. That as of now, as it stands, as of now, there is no president, there is no leadership. The interim government, though the tenure will soon collapse, but the board is taking responsibility, and the board will come back to the community so that the community will decide moving forward. But what I can assure you, this nightmare that have declared this community is not going to proceed any further. This is the stopping point. Nobody of this community going to instead of people Why are you suffocating the community in terms of every time if it is not you, it can be anybody else? Why would the community have election, successor election, and people are going on web ballot? People are hijacking the democratic process. I think it's unjust to the community. This community deserves better. And some of us, we built our reputation over the years. We will stand for what is right. What was right August 5th, August 4th, what was right then? When we cancel election, it should be right now. What was right yesterday must be right now. When they brought VK's complaint that VK had a domestic violence record, we stopped the process. Mark Human was incapacitated. He could not have settled that problem. We stood as leader and we solved that problem. And then we come to this point, and then he wants to create problem for us and want the boat to go under the bus. Like when he received the message that election was postponed, he could not even announce it.
He didn't. He went.
We, yeah, he
He
went,
went invisible. He hid himself.
yeah.
He did not even appear to the election precinct the next day. His phone was off. You are not receiving no call. He went into hiding. He even told people, "Say, oh, I resign." So, but you spoke very in depth tonight, and most of the things you said, that's why it was predicted here by me that this whole thing it has been orchestrated by Mr. Botitaya and Mr. Manima is just implementing what his buddy and his boss is telling him. So let's bring Christopher Queer on here. He's one of the persons that came on. Chris, are you there?
Yes, Venton, I'm here, and I'm sorry that I have to turn off my camera because I'm driving. But
Okay.
I hope I'm crystal clear.
Yeah, you are. Can everybody hear Chris?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are in him.
All right, Mr. Queer.
Yes,
Well,
yes, thank you, Venton. I know I heard my colleague, most especially the chairman on election matters, elaborate on everything that unfolded during our session behind closed doors and everything. And he talked about this the resolution that was sent out to Mr. Yeoman and everything he mentioned. I really do not want to repeat them again. But one thing I will tell you and tell the community tonight is um, this is not this is we live in a democracy world, and I want people to understand that the due process should be given to people, and us being on the board, we have to serve the community in the right way. We are new board members that just got on here, but we are not new to the community, and the community are actually looking out to us to make sure that the right thing be done, and we are not partisan. We are members of the board to make sure that when issue come in the community, we put it to rest and make sure that we have peace in our community. And we are not going to sit down here. Mike Yuma very well. Mike Yuma have a pattern when it comes to things like this. Nelson Gay Wright. I'm not going to speak deep on that, but Nelson Gay Wright is one of the person that he's a Grenadian, but now because of when it comes to election, because of his fraudulent kind of behavior, Nelson Gay Wright is now bound from even attending any Grenadian activities in Americas. Okay, and that's
Wow.
what I want to tell you. So it's something that those are big brother. I respect them, the age and stuff like that. But when it comes to making sound decisions for our community, they fail in that direction. And we are not going to sit here as young people that sees the future of this community to be bright to allow them to dim the light of the future of this community. And I can guarantee you that we will solve the problem, and we want the community to be at peace. And people should not come out up and say that, oh, well, election is over and this and that. As I can tell you right now at this moment that we do not have a president in this community. We are the board, and we are in charge because majority decide on the board. It's just the house. It's just pretty much like the house, the lower house and the upper house in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. When you go in there, everything that Vinton holds is about votes. It's the numbers, and that's how it is done. So we have certain people among us that want things to be done the way they want it. If it is not done that way, it have to be done their way or no way. And we want to ensure the community that they should relax, and we, the board members, will take action and make sure that the right thing be done for them. That's the number one thing I want them to take from here tonight. No one should be running around going on social media and attacking anyone. They should leave it. The right due process will be done, and we will have the right leaders in the community. Let me be honest with you. White ballot is illegal when it is constitutional. But if it is done in a way that an individual want to come because he thinks that the community, he owns the community, then we are not going to say to tell you yes to give you the way forward to say okay, just proceed. It's the right way to be done. Some of us knows what we are doing. I know they will leave and they come out there and tell some of the people that they have people on the board, they don't know what they're doing. The reason for that, gentlemen, they just want to make sure that they demote the integrity of the board members, and most especially Mr. Mike Newman. When we invited him to the meeting, I know you heard the chairman mention that. He came there, he was being very authoritative in the meeting, even though we protected him because we invited him. But he came in there being very authoritative. We sent a resolution to him. We sent a letter to him telling him, that he should reconsider those people, people that was disqualified to run because they are legally qualified, and he failed to adhere to that. But sitting there being a election commissioner, but want to undo the resolution of the board, and that would not be done under our leadership. And I want the community to remain at peace. We will settle this issue as board. I will
Thank
yield
you.
for now, Benton. If any other question.
Okay. Yeah, just a follow-up question here to you guys. But before that, I would like to tell Mustafa Kumar here, Mr. Clichy sent the link to come on in your chat room, right, Mr. Clichy? Because he asked me for the link, and I also
Okay,
text you the link, Mustafa.
I'm taking care of that right now, Benton. Just proceed.
Yeah,
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, Mustafa, you want to come on. So I'll follow up here. And gentlemen, thank you. When this whole process started in the beginning, I had some very intense communication with Mr. Clichy, and he pretty much, let me to know that going by the books, of the Constitution, they were doing the right thing. And I went back and did my research, because it seems that I was reading the old Constitution, but when I went back to the new Constitution that was updated, I felt that Mr. Clichy and others were pretty much going by the book, going by the Constitution. Seemed like stuff happening like this, and we got mad, but at the end, when we did our research, we realized that okay, by the book, these guys are doing the right thing, and things went smooth. The community came together, decisions were made. VK was pretty much acquitted. Okay, and now the commissioner, he is not listening to the board of directors. He's doing his own thing, and like you guys said, that these two guys they want to, pretty much micromanage the Liberian Association. Like is this the private entity? Knowing that it's public and things have changed from 15, 20 years ago when they were around. They cannot do this to the Grand Jury Association. No, the Grand Jury Association know how to take care of them. So we had the election, the former assistant secretary of that were part of the election commission team, Mr. Michael Jordan. He came on a show earlier today. He stated this. He stated that even though he been in Iowa 3 months, and even though he was recommended by Nelson Wright, but he cannot see fraudulent activity and just slide and let it slide there because he knew in the community. No, and we applaud him for that. We applauded him for that. Michael came on today for an hour. He said that was a reason of resignation because if they disqualify VK based on whatever reason that you guys mentioned, but Mr. Curtis Dolly was in Liberia. He was not present to be better on his second phase, and Badima went ahead and qualified him for whatever reason because these guys are already playing this. That whatever we do, that Mr. Dolly will be the next president. But they have become chaotic. They are bringing everybody's mad, most people mad, and look at what they even say they had today. The whole play was people did not attend nothing. We saw some clips where they were, I know swearing in this guy, and he wish is very illegitimate. He's not going to abide by them or pretty much listen to them what they're going to do. So my question is, legally, I know you guys are pretty much calling, association meeting. So is there a legal where you guys can also deal with these guys? Are they going to be, taken to court, or are they going to be suspended or expelled if everything is over? What are we going to do with Mr. Nimam and also the board, the chairman of the board director, Mr. Perseron, and also you guys know voting fingerprints all on this. What are we going to deal with them legally? How are we going to approach it?
Oh, if I will come in, basically, there's constitutional remedy for these things, right? As for the election commissioner, because he operates on 10, he's ran 2 elections now. He's completely he's going out already. So it's not his least of our worry. The interim president is already walking out, so he's least of our worry. What we will handle professionally and will handle by the constitution will be the chairman of the board. Look, the board has 9 members. If the 9 members, 5 of the 9 members are the majority black. Constitutionally, the chairman does not have the power to vote until the vote is tied.
That is correct.
So when we go to the voting process, the chairman does not vote. He waits until the vote is tied. So if the majority black of the board of directors want this to happen, once they have that number, it should happen. That's what the process is. I remember the case that was presented by the Cherry Dolly's team when we went to that board meeting. Honorable Christopher Kuya is on record for not voting for the election to be postponed. Honorable Slair is on record for not voting for the election to be postponed, but their names appear on the resolution. Did you hear them call a press conference to rebut that, say, oh no, I'm not part of that process?
No.
Okay, that's why they say when the majority say yes, whether you say no, but the majority carry the rules. So if anybody would think that, let's assume 3 board members, including the chairman, made them 4, will make decision on behalf of the board, then what happened to the other 5 members that in majority? The chairman does not understand the constitution, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest here because I'm a straight jacket shooter. I understand it may bring bad feelings to you. You might feel bad, but the chairman, he does not understand the constitution. When the constitution speak about the chairman being the official spokesperson of the board, it did not mean the chairman is the one that will make decision for the board. When the board makes the decision, the chairman is the chief communicator. That's what it means. It does not mean that my vote, the chairman will tell me, say, no, don't vote. I'm voting for the whole thing. In fact, what I want to happen must happen. All of you get said. That's not what I mean.
So basically, he's a spokesman.
He's the spokesman of the board. But he does not have right to seize our voting right, to deny our right, our views on issue, our opinion on issue, our way we want to vote. He does not have that right to seize it. And that's why he getting things mixed up. We are not in preschool. For God in heaven's sake, this is not preschool. This is not even high school. This is a board that operates from the Constitution, from a non-for-profit organization. Look, if you look at the non-for-profit organization, the paperwork, the first group of people they always refer is the board of directors.
Right.
The first group of people they reference is the board of directors. So for somebody to think that they will work their way through criminally in a crooked fashion, look, I felt sad today that on the Lord's Day, on a Sunday, that crooks and criminals were hijacking our democratic process to bring somebody to power who should not have been qualified. If Curtis go to the vetting process and he was successful in that vetting process, that wouldn't be our concern. But Curtis, I witnessed the process. I witnessed the process of almost all the candidates. I did not see Curtis. He was never vetted. And somebody who worked, not a non-worker, a election worker, a secretary, attested to it through his letter of resignation. So
Wow.
what's the moral ground that the commissioner stand on to have proceeded with election when he's corrupt? What the moral
So
ground he's stand on?
thank you. Let's welcome Mr. Mustafa Kuma. He also a member on the board of directors, and he's a former president of the Liberian Association of Iowa. And so Mustafa, come in here, then we'll go back to the sire. So Mustafa, what is your thought on this whole process and this legal activity that went on by Mr. Magnima? And Magnima is so, we do not see an energy like this when first when the board of directors sent a communication to halt the election or postpone the election, he was he went silent, he disappeared, and now we see how visible he is, calling the shots, not listening to the body that oversees things like this. What's your thought, Mustafa? And how would this man be punished?
All right, Mr. A.J. Hoke, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to come and address the community tonight regarding on illegal election that has took place tonight. Today. You asked, if you can remember, you asked how Mike Newman can be punished for his fraudulent attitude. This is what you ask?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. In the court of law, any fraudulent attitude is criminal act. And any criminal act, it is punishable. So I believe that Mike Newman should be held liable for the damage that he has occurred in this community. Not just Mike Newman, whosoever find involved in this cause, he or she should be punished for their act. Although you don't ask me about the election issue, but I can come into that. I say to you
No, I
that
did. I did ask you one thought on this, and from there I asked you a follow-up question: how can he be punished? Since you already addressed
okay.
that,
Thank you.
yeah, what is your thought on
The
this?
election that took place
Yes.
tonight, it is illegal and it is not acceptable. So we are telling the community that this particular election, it is unacceptable. Anything it is not done right, it was not done at all. Mike Newman, because as the previous speaker has said to the community, we agree the fact that Mike Newman, he is election commission. That is a fact. Mr. Rai, he is the interim leadership. That's a fact. Francois, he is the chairman of board director. That's a right. But there's something we call in administration division of labor. We have to respect that. We all agree, we all sit and agree as a chair, as a board of director, that we have people can handle any issue raised in the election process. We had the chairman of the board of director for that area. And we all agree with empower Honorable Koji and Honorable Sile that anything concerned about election, they are the presiding officer in that matter. We as a board, we can just come in, we support their idea if we are seeing into it that it's necessary or it is right. We go by it as a majority vote. So that's why we have been undertaking. And our chairman of board director, he has become a complete bias from day one up to this time. And the court of law, the buyer cannot be presiding officer. He or she will recuse himself or herself for any jurisdiction, decision, or any he cannot be anybody anyway. So let me just call this rather short. He cannot be judge. He cannot be whatever to make decision in any case that he has take a part from it, because he has abused his power. This election is abusing powers. They have influenced their powers to intimidate the entire board and the entire member of the association. This association is not Mark Newman Foundation. It is not Boti Foundation. It is not Fred Seymour Foundation. It is not Nancy Gay Foundation. It is the Liberian Association of Iowa, which is recognized with the state of Iowa and the federal government. So, and when we come to non-profit organization that is based on membership-based organization, the remedy that we can practice, we can apply in any that kind of organization, we apply family law remedy. The family remedy is that we judge the case in the best interest of the child. So now, in this case here, we as a board, we have condemned this election. There's no leaders, no president until we meet the member of this association. Then we can come out with a decision that in the best interest of the member, not in the best interest of Manuma or Boti or Nancy Gay or whatsoever. And whosoever found guilty in this illegal attitude, in illegal reckless behaviors, he or she will be punished. Because punishment in law, it is not a bad thing. It is not anything bad. It's the deterrent. What deterrent means? Deterrence means that is to pour stop or to pour fear in another person. He should not repeat the bad habit or act on illegal or criminal or whatever act that the person commit. So that's why we can punish somebody if somebody do wrong. So whosoever found guilty in this process, he or she will be legal action will be against that person. He will be punished. He will be punished for the act. So that's why I need to tell you. No president for now until further notice.
Thank you, Mustafa. So, Josiah, any additional information that you guys want to pretty much reveal?
Yeah. Again, thank you. Again, look, as Nakaji said, it's very, very sad. In a big democratic country like the United States of America, as I always say, the country you don't have to go to school to know the best. You can see it. It's particle. That democracy have to prevail. You cannot be in this country and do these things and talk about people back home in Liberia. If you leave from here to go to Liberia and people come around, what do you say to them? If you have a tinted record, begin the way we find ourselves. I also want to use the media to speak to my friend Curtis. Curtis is a good guy, very good friend. But Curtis condemning this kind of election, I don't know what you expect doing, when you have a meeting. Because anytime you go for a white ballot and on a kind of bad circumstances, you don't expect people to come to meeting. You expect for administration to be smooth. You don't expect, for happiness to be there. You don't expect to run it well because people won't come. You want for everybody to come to the meeting. You want for your administration to be, to be great. By accepting the kind of condition and favoring it, it's not a good thing for a young man that's so, strong and educated and that will have a better future, bright future as well to start doing their kind of fortune. It's bad. You got to remember that nothing can hard. If you allow your body to control you today, he will control you throughout. If you refuse to do that, he will do the same way he did Jeff. The same way he did Valaku. This is what goes around, come around. The devil doesn't give you anything free. So I want you to just remember that this is not okay for him. He himself knows very well that it's not the proper way. Having election, in fact, people can file complaint now. They say the election is supposed to be held at Franklin High, and the people go there and see where they have the election, where they vote, and they're looking for a place all around, and they don't vote. It did not vote right because they were announcing the public that election is going to be held in Franklin High school, and for any reason it's not there. I mean, the community is informed, but you just passing around, go to the park, and you say enjoying sunlight, enjoying cold breeze, and making fun of yourself, you see, making fun of the community. I mean, it's not okay. Again, we are growing. We are learning. These guys, they are not strange to me. I've been in the community for a long time, and they have tinted records. If you have a tinted record in your own community, I'm a crewman. If I don't have good record with the crew association, how can I come and lead the community? Because I mean, it's a from small to big. From small, it goes small, it goes small, it goes bigger, it goes bigger, bigger. But if you can come a grand jurisdiction and you are running an election and the person know the election okay and they put you aside, if you are banned from grand jury association, how can you be a participant of the community that comprises a lot of people different in traps? It's a long process. Next time we see what we're gonna do, but it's late already because we tend to compromise and put here other people new. We talk about the guys' behavior. They got tainted record. They can't participate in the community process. Other people say you want to be tribalistic. You don't be fair enough. You're trying to, abuse people. But it's just what we're seeing. Nessingay, I didn't know much about him until somebody seen that, he banned from the Grand Jury Association from the meeting. That's a bad thing for Nessingay to be interim president. That thing alone, you cannot even go around a Liberian Association.
I don't think who are just doing praise. Yeah, that he suspended or banned from the Grand Jury Association. I think that's the same. A punishment should be put down for pretty much ban them from the Liberian Association, so that way they can establish their own little.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I have a bad record in my home. I don't take care of my family. I beat my wife, abuse my wife, and do the nasty thing. Yeah, and being and want to be with the church and control the church and be a counseling person. It just fun. It just like being fun. So again, it's a learning process. We from here next time. We will the very man, magman, that vetting people. You keep them vetted. So again, try to tell the community that as far as concerned now, there's no precedent. And I want to tell my brother that if you see you win election, it's not a good way to win election. You got a future before you do. They will follow him. Will follow him, and it's not a good thing to do. And in remember, the devil that you serve today, you deny the devil. The devil will track you down tomorrow. So he is in the wind of Boti, and Boti have to do everything. So you have to just lay on a body throughout. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Vinton, before you proceed, I would just like to piggyback on my colleague board member that just spoke. You know, it's very disappointing at this moment for us to be living at this point. Um, look, this is what happened. It is difficult if you don't make your own decision, and you sit there for somebody to have no integrity in their own community to come and micromanage you, and that's what I'm seeing. To be honest with you, Fred Silwan is being micromanaged um, because he cannot make his own decision on the board. Um, cannot even conduct a meeting without the support of the deputy board chairman. I can tell you that for sure. And also having Magnum. Look, let me tell you one thing here. We will retire them from this community. We are not going to stay here on the board to allow them to continue with this dubious attitude to continue to break our community apart. Now, breaking Grand Guinea apart and continue bringing it to the Great Liberian Association. It's not going to be accepted. That's why I just want to piggyback my brother on that. So that's it, Vinton.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, gentlemen. Yeah, so we're going to be giving our closing statement tonight. So in your closing statement, you guys can say anything to the community and inform them any additional information here. So we're going to start with Mr. Clichy here on his closing statement here, and then we'll see if Josiah have any other closing statement, including Mr. Vine. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Let me first say thank you again for the opportunity for us to be on your show. Or we say thank you. But one thing we want to say to the community, we ask that you be peaceful. We ask that you be professional. There is, as far as the majority members of the board of directors are concerned, there is no leadership. The election held was fraudulent. It's illegal. We will not succumb to that process. As majority members of the board of directors, we will be coming up with a position statement.
Thank you.
We will issue also a vote of no confidence in the chairman, and then the chairman will be submitted to the General Assembly, and then the General Assembly will decide on what to do, whether to keep him as chairman of the board or to let him go as chairman of the board. We have built our reputation over the years. We're not going to malign our character. We're not going to let anybody to bully us into anything. We will stand firm, like we stood firm a month ago when we put a stop to elections, and then we conducted investigation and it was done properly. What was done right yesterday must be done right today. We will not have that net man to continue to masquerade in this community and thinks that, okay, I can get my way through once I want it. This is a syndicate. These are a group of crooks, criminal, minded people who comes to the community for their own selfish interests. They did not come to serve the people honestly. They came to push somebody onto the people. That is not democratic process. The process must be free, fair, and transparent. How can you have a crookish election commission chairperson who is not even transparent with his own members? He did not vet a candidate, but he qualified that candidate, and somebody who the board of directors have investigated, take cease of the matter, lay it to rest, and then you try to go back to that identical case because you've been controlled by the chairman emeritus in president of Boti Tile, who mismanaged this community, who brought this community to public ridicule. I mean, we will not accept this as majority board member. We will stand our grounds. We will have to go to the General Assembly. The General Assembly will decide on who lead the community. The General Assembly has the power to decide who's the head of the community at this point in time. This community will never go down to anybody who thinks that the community belongs to them. This is not a personal property. We are all Liberians. The community must be treated rightly. Do not infringe on the people's right. You continue to infringe on the people's right. It's a shame. It's a disgrace to them. They call themselves leader. They gather today to go and impose somebody on the will of the people. That is disgraceful. That is disgusting. It's disheartening. The community will stand up to it. We will call the community should just be listening. We will have a mass meeting to call all leaders who were involved to give account, and they will give account. Thank you for inviting me once again.
Thank you, Mr. Clichy. Well said. Now we are on closing statement here. You guys have anything from 3 to 5 minutes. So we will go, we'll move to Mustafa, your closing statement.
Yeah, anyway, our chairman on election matter have said it all. We don't need to waste a lot of time here because all these things the guardian are doing. I really believe that it's just a waste of time. If they if they really have good mindset from the money they went to that hall at that time, they was to know that it is not a good thing they're doing. But the way we had three categories of people, we have people they are very professional, we have people they are very legal minded, we have some people they are idiot minded. So I think they fall in that idiots category. And I just again I want the entire community to understand that we are the board of director and chairman of policy on policy matter for the board of director. We are going to stand with the truth where the people of this association and the community at large, their right will be given to them. The member of the association going to decide who will be their president for the Liberian Association of Iowa. Not one individual will come and abuse power and intimidate people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Josiah, your closing statement.
Yeah, the AJ, thank you so much for allowing us here. Uh, I just don't know what to say because look, my brother, it's so sad that I'm kind of confused, not confused per se, but feel so down out there because actually we here shouldn't be doing this, man. We shouldn't be doing this. We should be here. We're talking about politics in Liberia, condemning people in Liberia, but here we're doing a wash over here. It's so pathetic. It's so sad. It's so discouraging that I don't even know what to say. But again, the only thing I gotta say is that Mr. Corey, I want to tell him Mr. Corey directly because he have a future. Man can know where to go. Booty got nowhere to go. All the others, well, no. So Nancy Wright got nowhere to go. Not only the age, but their character alone. They can just make a minimum exchange the money for the rest of their life. But he is young. He is new in Liberia. He has education. And learning himself with these guys only for power is unacceptable. We are damaging your future. Remember, we all from Liberia will go back one day and we'll see you. And I know Liberia don't care. They don't vote on substance. I agree with that. They vote on popularity. But yet instead, I think that record will follow you. That somebody supported you and you went on something called web ballot with the Onamara people. It's unacceptable. So I just want to say thank you. I just want to encourage him that it's not okay for him. If he can think twice, he will come to us and the first time we're with him, we never deny him, we never went against him. Then we are still with him and we still with everybody. So he come to us and we work out things, together to make the community okay. So in divine the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nipa. Thank you very much here. A very well respected gentleman here. Also, he was the interim president of the Crew Association, and he also awarded a special, a medal and during our inauguration. But thank you, sir. We really appreciate your service to the community. Okay, so we're gonna go to Christopher Priya here. He's going to come as things here. I want to give you 3 to 5 minutes for a closing statement.
All right. Thank you, Vinton. Firstly, I want to say thank you for your service to the community. And I also want to say thank you um, for everything you're doing for, our Liberian community. And also all around here, I've been knowing you for over a decade, and we also still been friends. Um, you know, but one thing I would say here is like, I kind of little worry about Curtis. Um, I couldn't really worry about his it's kind of a future because aligning yourself with those bunch of crooks, those bunch of old hair crooks in this community that actually continues to plunge the community into disaster, that continue to plunge the community into a lot of mess. That today this community, we are trying our possible best to make sure that the community gain its integrity, and they want to continue on to break this community apart. And we are not going to accept that from them. And let me just make it very clear here. There's no president in this community, and we want to make sure that the community know that there is no president because the process today was illegal, and the process today, both candidate and that of the interim president received a resolution from us, and what we wanted to be done was sent out. And I want the community to remember back um, about almost over a month ago when it was a few hours to election when election was postponed because there was a process, and there was something that was brought to the attention of the board. At that time, we halted the entire election within the next couple of hours, and it was accepted by this community. But today, because we have a bunch of old crooks that are in the community, they know me very well. I am the secretary of the Liberian Association of the Americas, and they know me. I'm not a stranger to them. But I do respect people. But when you lack the moral value. I will tell you that because every one of them, there are people that I respect. They are my older brother. They are my uncle. Some of them, but they don't have that kind of integrity to lead the community or to be leaders in the community. Some of them are just a bunch of micromanager because they will micromanage young people that lack intellect to understand the future of this community. And we are not going to sit here to allow that to happen. And I kind of worry about Dullet because he's a very smart young man. He is a brother, and I cares about him. But for him to sit and allow those people to plunge his integrity and to plunge a brighter future, to put a cloud on top of the future is something that worries me a lot. And I want Curtis to understand that based on the majority vote that we have on the board, we do not recognize him as the president for this community until until they hear from this leadership because the election was placed on hold, it was postponed, and we stand with that, and the decision remains firm until we come back to the community to appoint new election commissioners and proceed with the process. Because due diligence got to be given to every one of them. Every single member that want to become president in this community have the right, but the process should be done fairly. The process should be fair, and everyone should feel being a part of it. It's not something that somebody can come. It should tell every single member of this community the hall that everyone that the Liberian Association paid for. They went to the hall to host the election, and the man said no. The video is around here. The man said no, he cannot allow the process because the process was illegal. So they didn't have the election, but because Botitai wanted to micromanage the process with his crook bully Mike Newman, they took the process into the park. When in the history of our community, you take people outside in the park to have a legal election process. That should tell the community that the process today was not fair. If you look at it, first of all, we have there was almost 400 or 800 plus names, Venture Hopes, that was registered. You didn't even see 50 people at the park over there. That is so disappointing. So I worry about Curtis' leadership. If you want to be a leader, become leader through the front door. Don't want to pass through the back door and say you want to be a president. Become the president of the people, not the president by force. And that's what I have to say tonight. Vincent Hooks, thank you for your time. I will conclude on you will hear from us very soon, and we are coming on here, and we'll also be sending a citation out to the community that will meet with the community to make a decision on what is the way forward, and we'll bring it to the people. I know the chairman on election matters spoke, and I do not want to focus and elaborate on everything that was said already, but thank you for your service, and thank you to the people in our community. Let them remain patient and let them look up to the board. Now they have the right people in this community that will stand and do the right thing for the community. Not people that come into this community because they have their self-interest, because it got to be about them. If it's not them, then there's no way. We are not the type of leaders. We are not the type of board members, and we'll make the right choice for the community because we do not want a disaster to overtake our community. I want to say thank you, and God bless you all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you. So, gentlemen, I'll keep you on the screen right now. So, we are in the comments and the viewers section here. Maybe they might have questions for each of you guys. So, I'm just kind of going through the comments here to see if they have a question that I can read, and you guys can answer. So, yeah. So, but thank you very much. Here, I mean, that was well said. Everybody, we are disappointed. I would say 95% of the community is disappointed in this behavior here. Whenever the community is trying to revive itself, you just have these two guys come from the corner, and that's why Augusta labeled him today as rattlesnake. Rattlesnake are snake who just pretty much it make noise from the back, is ready for trouble. Just ready for trouble. There is no good outcome. It makes trouble, then it pretty much leave it come back again when you see that team has calmed down. It come back and kind of reinvent itself and bring more trouble. I mean, Augusta pretty much laid things out today earlier and gave a good description of these two guys here. And like we said, we're not trying to disrespect you guys, but your behavior is very, awkward. Your behavior it has polluted the community. The community try to rebuild itself. The social dynamics of the community have changed. The influx of people relocating to the community is growing. You're holding on to that status quo. That tradition cannot be broken. Who told you tradition cannot be broken and multiplied? The young folks are doing well. And one of the things that hold Liberians back is the old people always think that they know more. Yeah, and when they reach that threshold, they say, "Oh, nothing can be done, and no good outcome from the young people. We the old people, we know more." No, that's not how it works in America. No, that's not how it works. Yeah, yeah. So things have to be updated. Things will be the same. No, it have to be updated. Generation have to evolve, and because the idea changes. The time we live in, we in digital age, we in social media age, we in information age. You don't have to be somewhere. You may be in Liberia to know what's going on in Liberia. No, you can stay right here in America and know everything, know about all the politicians, know how to pretty much be able to do your presentation. So yeah, so whenever you see the community growing, vibrant, people are doing well, the association trying to get back, you get some guys and you just come like, bam, we will make sure that things go our way. So yeah, so folks, the line is open right now. You guys can ask any of these guys questions. They are still on here. They gave that closing statement, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask them questions here. So let me go back to the comments question here. I don't know what you guys can see the comments from your end here. But if you can see it from the end, if you want to respond to any of these comments, feel free. All right.
I can't see nothing.
Well, Ventan, I saw a comment from one of my brother. He's also a pioneer in the community by the name of let me see here, Papi James.
Yeah.
Papi mentioned that the bull speaking out of anger. Papi, no one is speaking out of anger. We are being very honest to our community. We remain focused and will continue to remain task driven for our community. We are not speaking out of anger, Papi. We are not speaking as partisan. We are speaking to you as boy, and it is incumbent upon us to make sure that this community, whatever calamity that is coming upon this community, it is our bound responsibility to make sure that we stop it, and that's what we're doing. So we are not speaking out of anger, Papi James. And thank you for watching us well.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And let me just add up to what Honorable Christopher Kuya said.
All right, go ahead.
To my friend and brother, Papi, you know what we stand for. Uh, we stand for the right thing. Whether you come in green color, whether you come in pink color, the people who comes in pink color should not have a different treatment than the people who comes in black color. We see everything on the same scale. What was right on August 4th when Curtis had to find me to submit his complaint. And then immediately I got in contact with the board, and then the board had a seizure on that election. It should be right for other people when they do it now. That I always say this: Curtis and I grew up together. If one person should favor Curtis to whatever way, it should be me. But I cannot. I stand for what is right. Curtis know that we grew up. Our growing up was never marked by fraud. It was never marked by fraud. So why at this time that because I know him, I should go silent on a fraudulent process? Look, what was talked about Valiku in the month of August, this is more serious than what was talked about. If somebody, for example, the board members, if somebody comes from the board and complaining the board chairman of being corrupt, it's a serious case. If somebody from the outside accuse the board chairman of being corrupt, it does not have high magnitude. It's like Vinton. You get your wife, you get your children. Your son leave from your house and come to me and tell me, say my pa can be my man every day. That's something to overlook.
Nope.
When somebody from outside who not living with you can say, oh, they make it be a woman. Does it have high magnitude than when your son say it?
You focus on the
because, yeah, because Mr. Jebel worked at the Secretary General of the Same Election Commission, and he's accusing the Same Election Commission of being dishonest. So should we now say we're sweeping it under the carpet? Is it not something that is of importance for us to look at? And then the chairman, because he operates a syndicate, he's no different from Osama bin Laden. They operate a syndicate so that they will bring Curtis to power. Boti Taya, who mismanaged this community, who cannot give an account of all the monies that he received. He comes back in the community in a different form through the chairman of the board, and then the liaison officer is Mike Yuma, and then they come and they just take Curtis and put Curtis. Look, Curtis, if Curtis is listening, or he's whatever he's doing tonight, he should sit in his bed in retrospect. How can you go to a process? You are a competitor. How can you go to a process and there's no competitor? How can you go to a process that you want on web ballot? Even in school, at the Cardinal University, you did not win election on web ballot. There was competition. Then how can you come here to a smaller institution and win on web ballot and be celebrating and things like that election is a fraud? We will not accept it. We, the members of the majority black of the board of directors, will oppose vehemently to that net man. That net man will not be for this community any longer moving forward.
Let's go ahead and read some comments, and any of you guys can take on these comments here. So we'll start with Kweku. Kweku Tilly say, did my brother VK turn anything over to the interim president after second extended time frame was given to him? Any of you guys want to answer that?
Let him call VK phone and ask VK. because it doesn't even make sense for you to ask such a question. The question he should be asking, what he's supposed to be telling us, whether his candidate was vetted. That's why he's supposed to be telling us. Because VK issue about submitting document, we wrote the commissioner. It was the commissioner right now to say, okay, the board had rated me, the board get deadline for you, my man. This is the deadline. Submit it. If he doesn't submit it, it's between them. Then he comes back to us and say, okay, your city man should submit certain people. The man submitted on the basis that I deny the man. Then it makes sense. But the man did not even honor our letter. He disrespected us. He did not even pay attention to our letter. So Kweku need to go back and ask his candidate whether you are better.
Okay. And Papi said that he thinks that Papi James said that we need new candidates. apart from Curtis and VK. They need to stay out. They need brand new candidates. What say you guys?
We support his question. So for the fact that he alluding that we need new candidate, meaning that that process was fraudulent, and then we need to go back to the process and start a new one.
All
And
right.
let me congratulate you for measuring that.
And Vinton, just to tap on Honorable Clergy, on that comment, that tells you right now that the process was illegal, and Papi Jim acknowledged it. And I think that Papi Jim, thank you on that. Thank you.
Josiah and Mustafa, any comments to what Papi said?
Yeah, well, what I can say is that we can determine we can determine that it was open for people to apply. So when the simple want to apply,
No, the man talking about moving forward. He's not talking about the fraudulent process. He's talking about moving forward.
Papi suggested that since this
Mhm.
credit VKT is or transforming into something different and
Mhm.
bringing about all this chaos, he suggested that these two guys just stay away and new people just pretty much come beyond the ballot. What say you on that suggestion? It was just on the recommendation.
Yeah, well, I disagree with that because we cannot stop people from applying. I mean, remember, it was open for other people to apply, right? And it's seen two guys apply. So how can we deny it? I would say, no, you can't come in. Sure, in case other people don't apply. Why
Josiah, what he's saying,
You're
he's
not
not
you're not
saying he's not saying we should deny people. He's
Mhm.
suggesting that
Mhm.
since the community,
Mhm.
since the face of the community is about Curtis and Valiku,
Mhm.
they should invite new candidates. The new candidates should be encouraged to come on board so that they compete in the process and they will have new face. So all your answers to be to Papi. We hope that Papi will be interested in running as a candidate one day so that he will come to the process and then he can become president, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, but I understand the question. The question is clear. What I'm saying is that first of all, the situation the team we're discussing had nothing to do with the two guys. It had to do with the guys that are money in the process today. It had to
Jay, so
do
you
with-
Jay, so you cannot restrict the people how to ask you question now.
no, listen, no. You are the question is if the guy should go as should set aside and you people should come in, right? That's the question, right?
No.
No, that's not a question. That's a statement. That's a suggestion he's making, and it is not to us. That's a
That's what I'm
final
saying.
suggestion he's making. But
That's,
yeah, it's not to us, so we can say we're not accept. It's not for us to accept.
that's what I'm
He's
saying.
making a
It's not.
suggestion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not our business. That's what I'm saying. It's not our business to answer that question there because we're not open for people to apply. That's what I'm saying. We're not open
Yeah,
for people to apply.
you just made a suggestion. I decided to read the comment to see if any of you guys want to respond to that. I mean, yeah, let Mr. Vicky say, I mean, just suggestion. It's not something that you say, that you guys should move Curtis and Vicky. You just wanted to make sure that these guys are pretty much been the subject and predicate throughout the whole process. That he wished that other candidates would just come in and these two guys lay low. But Papi made another comment here. I just want you guys to extend on that. He said that we cannot hold credit responsible that he was not vetted. It's not credit responsibility. Credit should have nothing to do with it. It's not credit's fault that he was not vetted. And what say
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Can I come in, right?
Yes, yes.
We did not say it is Curtis' fault. What we saying it is the election commission fault. And because the election commission did not adhere to the rules and regulations that govern his own commission, the process was fraudulent. If, for example, the commissioner breached one of his rules, meaning the process should not proceed. If the commissioner, in his mind, decide not to be truthful, to be dishonest, to take one candidate and don't take the other candidate, the process should not proceed. It should stop right there, and then the chairman should recuse himself, and then somebody takes over, and then we move forward. That's how the process is supposed to work. The chairman cannot say, okay, I did not vet Curtis. I know that I did not vet Curtis, but I will qualify Curtis. Then that's a plan. Then you breach the process. But
Yeah.
that means you are not qualified to be the head of the elections commission, meaning your election will not be credible.
Right, and in addition to that, Venton, I want you to understand that the board, we do not go out there looking for problem in the community. We sit as board, and the complaints came to us. So it is also incumbent upon us to make sure that we investigate the process, and that is the reason why we send out that communication. And I just want to make it clear to people that, oh, the board went out there and said Curtis is not vetted. No, there's a complaint that came from the deputy secretary of the election. Okay, and when that complaint came to us, we have to make sure that the due process is done, and that's what happened.
So my question is, why did Mark Nima did not his own rules that he put in place? Why he did not follow it, knowing that credit will out of the country, right? Credit could not appear in person for the second phase of the vetting process, but then he still imposed, saying that even though credit is not here, we will. I don't know what he said he will do at home or what we I will handle this. I think that's what Michael said today that we will handle that. Michael said, but this is not fair. This gentleman, you did his first part by getting his background. He's not here in person. Then you disqualify the other man. So automatically the credit was supposed to be disqualified. Or why imagine myself that okay, credit should still be qualified. The credit was not in person for the second phase of the vetting process.
Okay,
We-
AJ, quick.
that- because the reason,
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, come in. According to Manima, which is not true, Manima, when on Jefferson show, he said that country was vetted, but the gentleman that will complain, Mr. Jebo, wasn't present. He said Mr. Jebo has two jobs. He left another job, went to another job. He wasn't present when they did the vetting. And so that's the reason Joe is not saying that. He's saying that this man wasn't vetted. The question Jefferson was asking, Jefferson did not ask that question. Jefferson too was biased in the whole thing. Is that this man was vetted? Was there any paperwork? Was there any answer? Because when somebody is explaining what is supposed to explain, people write on a piece of paper. I need to be a record. Was there anything? In fact, he said that Curtis wrote a letter that he was not going to be in the country. Where's the letter? It's not available. So that's why I heard from him when he won Jefferson show. My colleague you can go ahead and that's what to say. I was just quoting what Matt said.
Okay.
let me just, can I come in?
Yes.
Okay, let me just add up to what Josiah said, right? The honest truth is Curtis Dolly was never vetted. At no point in time he was vetted. And let me tell you why Mark Human chose the route he chose to proceed with elections. Like I said earlier, there is a syndicate, a group of crook and crookery that masterminded this plan to have Curtis pushed on the community. The chief mastermind of this plan is Boti Tayo, followed by our own inept chairman, Fred Sewon, followed by Mark Human, who's the implementer. This thing was planned. If it wasn't planned, Mark Human will exhibit good character in terms of being transparent. But it was a plan. Like I said, I was part of the vetting process. When it was time for people to be qualified and not qualified, they did not call me like they normally do.
Right.
Mark Human excluded me from the process because he understands that I'm a person who stands for the truth and nothing but the truth. Had he invited me, I would have asked him on what basis you deny Valiku and on what basis Ketty is qualified. That would have been my first question because these two men are been the key and focus point. But instead, he chose not to call me to that process. So it was a plan that had a planning. Imagine the man we wrote, the man did not read us back, only to tell us that his ballot paper already printed. And then the ballot paper, one candidate qualified for president, one qualified. The man from the initial stage, I saw this coming. I saw this thing coming. But the chairman is very corrupt. In fact, he's not even independent. He can't even articulate the issue. He listens. Imagine, AJ. There was a meeting that we held in the church where we presented the board resolution when we dealt with Valiku case. The chairman almost plunged us into chaos. The chairman came after we agreed. The night before that time, we agreed about that resolution. The chairman came back and said, no, he not agree. In fact, so I asked him, why you agree? He said, oh no, when I checked on Google, Google say expunged document cannot be that day. Imagine that. You know why we were in that room for over 30 minutes, the meeting could not start? Because the chairman was forcing us against our resolution, his own resolution. The chairman sat down there, he could not say a word, not knowing what to do. We had to brainstorm and come up with an idea how to have this thing done. The chairman is not independent. He's educationally lazy. He does not think on his own. When he goes somewhere and Boti call him, he will listen. When Mayuman tell him, he will listen. When the interim president tell him, he will listen. And then he put all these things together. And then he takes the job like it's a Panama chief job. He think that something of Panama or clan chief where he doing. That's how he take the board of directors. But he forget to know that the majority black is the strongest black. And the strongest black will show the strength.
And I also believe that Mr. Sewell is being just micromanaged here by these guys, like Clichy just said. I think they're holding his nose here. I don't know whether he's doing an independent study or research by himself. When they gave you that type of position as the chairman, you should be able to make some independent decision that will be able to benefit, the people, instead of listening to people that hiding behind. Close door telling you, say, no, do this. I know this. I get, because I think that's some of the reasons Boti hurriedly resigned. But I told people this. I saw a flyer, and I think I will try to go back and see if I can still retrieve it. I saw a flyer that before Fred Sewell became the chairman, he was on a poster created by Curtis Sting. And Law sent me that flyer, because I was going to do an interview with them. So he was on a poster. So he have already committed and pledged allegiance to Curtis Sting. So no matter what, when he became the chairman of the board of directors, he said, "Oh, you know what? Now I'm the chairman. I was already part of these guys' team, and now they made me the chairman. So I will do everything for Curtis to win." And and like we all said, this was a pre-planned. This was a conspiracy, And Boti called them around a round table discussion, and playing everything. And people that play stuff to conspire against another group, they are smart people in planning stuff. So Boti like, you know what? I don't care what happened, even though the board acquitted DK, but we'll bypass it, we'll pass it around him and make sure that Curtis run on the white ballot. Because there were no other candidates, interested in being the president. So we'll make sure Curtis run on the white ballot. And I'm also surprised that Curtis, on time, man, like Curtis, like Clichy said, they both grew together. Grew up together. I don't think Clichy have any animosity against Curtis. Say, okay, this man, I've been knowing the man. So if he's pretty much been knowing Curtis for a long time, and he's doing what is right, don't Curtis see it, as a son, man, saying now, okay, I want to be a president, but I want to be something that I want to go against a competitor. I don't want to just be a web-body president. Because let's say, for example, Curtis and VK was a web-body president. Look how the association went. Everybody stay away. Everybody. They have Christmas party, it was there. They have the one, it was there. The only thing that people can come together when somebody there, then bam, the people go in the community and collect money. And librarians are general people, they will give you money and stuff. They will appear to wake people, they will appear to funeral. So Curtis saw that. Curtis saw that how the community was not interested because those guys were, elected based on a web ballot. Then now there's another web ballot that is pretty much illegal. Even though web ballot is a legal process, but this one is way illegal, and he's so happy accepting the nomination or accepting the position as president of the Liberian Association, nobody gonna listen to you, brother. This whole thing is fraudulent, and you guys just make the community is divided. But I hope that you guys bring this to rest because the Liberian people really depend on the leadership, the board of directors, those that have that authority to make decision based on the constitution. Because we are all sad, people just devastated. So people out of state who was once resident of Des Moines, Iowa, they are following all. They say, "Wow, the community when this community will be revived," and the community is doing in other aspects. Don't get me wrong, in other aspects, because like I said, the Liberian Association is a subset of this community. The Liberian community is way bigger than the Liberian Association. The Liberian Association is a membership-based organization that is a model organization within the community. Because if you look at the community, not everybody is part of the Liberian Association. No. Other people have that different associations. They clinching on different things. They have that social group. They don't even know if there's a Liberian Association exists. I have sometimes when I have events, people come to me, is there a Liberian Association in Iowa? They don't even know because the community is big. The community is growing. Well, I don't know what in these two guys' minds that we can always hijack the association and put people in leadership that we want. So if we don't stop Mark Nima and Boti Tire and all those that pretty much conspire to make this thing go this way, if we don't stop them, they will continue to do it. So we have to take example of the great leaders who how they treated these guys. But we have to stop them.
Yeah, Mr.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Hook,
They need to stop.
one former board member called me, or the council chairman. They called me. He said, "We are depending on you guys. If you guys allow these guys to stand, and you say, oh, don't leave it, oh God, don't leave it, like Brian would do." He said, "It will be our need will probably be dangerous because this is not the first time, this is not the second time. So it's left with us now to see what we can do because." My body, I've been doing it, and I was like, okay, don't leave it, okay, don't compromise, okay, let's work together, don't leave it alone. So it's a pattern that continues. So it level out to see what we can do, and I think we fought hard, and make sure that it doesn't stand. They will get tired and they will not do it next time.
Chris, what say you?
Well, Benton, I think we mentioned everything here, and what I will tell you is we are not going to give up, and the community depends on us to make sure that the right thing is done. And like I stated, and I continue to say, we do not recognize the president. We don't know if there was election today, and I will tell you for sure that our next action will be coming up very soon. We came up here tonight to tell the community um, to rest and show that this problem will be taken care of. And I want them to understand that there's light at the end of every tunnel, and this is not the end of it. This is just the beginning. And we'll tell them that we are here for this community, and the right thing will be done under this board.
Thank you. Mr. Clayton, 1 minute closing statement as we are about
Let
to
me
end the segment tonight.
let me just sound this caveat. I don't want anybody thinking that the board is in a power struggle. No, the board is not in a power struggle. What majority of the board member want is to do the right thing. Unlike before in the past, they have one man running the board, Boti Tire, anything he says at the final. So for that reason, he tend to indoctrinate our chairman. The chairman has been indoctrinated because he does not have an independent mind. So he thinks the way Boti ran the board, that's the same way he's going to run this board. This board got smart young people. We are prepared to stand for the cause. We will stand for it. If it costs us this process, if it will cause us to stand alone, we will stand alone in this process. We are not going to malign our character we built over the years. This job is a not-for-profit job. We are not paid for it, so we cannot bundle or banjo, as the people say, our character. We will undo that elections. It's illegitimate. We will delegitimize that election. Look, The same pen and paper that we use that made them not to use the Franklin Junior High, we will use that same pen and paper to delegitimize that election. We will put it into writing. We will engage the General Assembly. The people will rise. The people will come up. The people will come up, and the people will prevail. We're not going to sit down and allow few bandits, crooks, criminal, ill-getter worth people they stole from the community. Boti Tire were both chairman. He benefited from the community. The community have a hall that he was living in. He did not do nothing. They scorned all the opportunity afforded the community, and then we sit here and lie as young people. Look, we got young Liberians coming up. We got young, energetic, educated Liberians coming up. What would they say about us? What the legacy we're leaving for the next generation? You think it's about us? It's not about us, because some people here in the late 30s, in the early 40s, in the 50s, and what have you. What's about the children who in the 20s? What the leadership role? What the leadership role that you're setting? And then you come to a very small organization in terms of population. You cannot even manage. And then all you want to do, you want to be a celebrity board member. You dress and then you go to party, and then the people invite. Oh no, that the board chairman that's speaking. When the board chairman, he can't even handle the board,
Right?
Because of his selfish because of his devilish that he wants to bring somebody to power to the community to impose on the community right. Let the election be transparent. Let people go to election. Who wins win. But you can't continue to take people to elections successfully on web ballot. Are you kidding me? You did the same thing. You brought Valiku into power on web ballot. Because Boti favored Valiku at the time. Valiku was they can say Shan yellow ball. Valiku was Shan yellow ball. Now that Kate is Shan yellow ball, he wants to see Valiku. So he bring Kate to on web ballot. What kind of nonsense is that?
Yeah. He was even campaigning for Valiku and Curtis 3-4 years ago. He wrote an email to Magnima that it was leaked. Because Magnima and Boti, they are not technology savvy, so they didn't know that the source of the email, you can see it there. He sent an email communication to Magnima and say, disqualify Jefferson Cooper. He cannot participate in this election because he did not turn in or meet the requirement. Yeah, and he thought that
and I just one person I also disappointed in Jefferson Cooper.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
He was mistreated. He was mistreated by Boti Time, but this is the Boti Time he allowed me with today. Yeah. This is the Boti Time, the way to go in, at the same way he going. I'm greatly disappointed.
But I think Mr. Clergy, Jefferson is doing that because he's still carrying that animosity. He have that grudge. That what it did to him.
But who the grudge will go to now? The grudge will go to Boti Time.
Exactly.
Go to Boti because Boti treated him like that.
Emmanuel as well. So
they treated him like that. So why would he come and direct his anger to another man? They process, brother. They will stay in the process. The majority black will stay in the process. Look, if the chairman is not careful, let me say all this caveat. I'm a radical. When the chairman is not careful, we'll issue a vote of no confidence in him.
And that is
we will issue a vote of no confidence in the chairman, and the chairman will be incapacitated at that point. Because what will happen here is we are non-members. If 5 persons go one side, the team will meet the General Assembly. For me, I like to be clear.
Mr. Clergy.
Mr. Clergy is straightforward, and he's very on this one. I'm not going to lie to you guys, because if I even told Mr. Stewart is not committed on his position. Let him. He should not. Brother, they cannot give you a position as an engineer, and you don't know nothing about being engineer, but you say you accept it because it's a top job. You can't do that. don't know nothing about engineer. I don't have the experience. Let somebody be able to do that. Because you will just be in a ceremonial position, and that's what happening to Mr. Seven. You know, he's not carrying on his duties. So why he be now? He being micromanaged by Boti, Tayo, and whoever they just hold him here. You know.
That Mr. AJ, you know how someone got a job. The 9 board members wasn't present. They didn't. There were not 9 board members there, and they had their own election, and they say, okay, Mr. Steve, you be the chairman. What happened? There were 3. Okay, they said the day for the voting. We voted and we left. There was no time for voting for chairman. It was not even announced. It was not on the plan at all, and we left. And I go, Jefferson started calling me. I said, why? Jefferson, oh, man, they have an election when you come, you know. I said, why? I said, well, I announced that we have an election for the chairman today. He said, oh, but you're doing it right now. But so I realized, I said, oh, but Boti on the thing here. Because Steve Sewan and Boti was on the same side, and Steve Sewan admitted that he asked Mr. Cabo to not run. Because what happened in the past, they had one issue. So Bodi said he was traveling. You know, you won't be here. And they do gather together to choose our boss. So he making your way there to say you'll not be available. We should be done on Sunday. So immediately they call 1 or 2 presidents. You know, I think there were 3. They called 2 presidents, make it 5, and the judge, the persuaded the guys and the boss Steve were in. The 4 members not available. You know, so Steve came in. I didn't have problem. Ask my chairman for election matter, and I told him, I said, this is not fair. This is a game play by Boti. Boti is, I've been in the community long time, over 10 years. Boti is very cunning. Very cunning, so. And we get boy killing people. So this is what happened. So that's not true, man. That's not true. Yeah, it's what we're saying now. You see?
Mr. Yimpa, let me openly apologize to you on this show. At that time, I did not know, like I know now. I did not know Bodi Tayo was a con artist. He used that occasion to make Frederick Sewan the chairperson, so that his mission, his objective can be accomplished. And exactly that's why he did. I know I've been studying this guy, right? I've been studying this guy from the time I've been hearing negativity about him. Look, I think I call you Josiah.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the incident that happened first with Valiku, and then when we investigated, we say Valiku was found not guilty.
Yep.
You know that somebody before we came up with that verdict, somebody went to Boti Tayo and explained to him, and Boti had the audacity to call me, some man like me, to call me to tell me why we were voting the way we were voting. So the first question I asked him, I said, Mr. Chairman Emeritus, are you still a current board member? If you are a current board member, then I should be discussing such an issue with you, but you are not. So you got no authority to call me, to want to sway me to go your direction. I take serious exception to that, and that's how I brought you to check.
You see that? Thank you, sir, by halting him. And that's
how I brought you to check.
He halted Boti quick because Boti wanted to persuade him now, try to get him under his umbrella. And that's the same reason why he hated Vicky. Because after Vicky realized that, okay, I'm not going to be the president, this guy micromanage me, I can't function within my duty. So what Vicky did, Vicky said, no, I'm not going to take order from you. So he said, you know what? Send him again, take order from me. I will bring a division between him and Curtis. Curtis will take order.
You didn't see no Vanny. You didn't see no Vanny time. You remember? I said, did you see no Vanny, AJ, remember? Vanny.
Yes. I said, he got this is a pattern. This is Boti strength. By dividing and making things just Liberian men say scatter. American men say scatter around. That's Boti strength.
I want a committee when we call Boti for investigation. You know what happened? He said he didn't recognize it. He couldn't come to the meeting. We expect Boti from coming to a branch coming around party meeting. Boti never came around until Valentine was over. Our own committee.
Yes.
I didn't see you would do that to your so-called chairman. We're sparing you without anything. And then the rock cut it. If you be careful, you will not be nobody in the Liberian community. because that
Okay.
fraud he participated in.
Curtis will go back because right now Curtis is keeping his finger crossed for the rescue team to win. So right now Curtis
They're
left
not
is
even winning. They're not even winning like bro. Georgia will win again.
I will
Go
never
ahead.
that's what I want. I'm gonna
between two Curtis left is between two continents, you know. America and Africa, you know. So he's like, okay, you know what? If JMB does not win, let me pretty much be the president of the Liberian Association. So right now he's just running back and forth. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah,
So
but when you want to be the president of the Liberian Association, let the process not be marked by fraud for somebody to handpick you. When they handpick you, it's not a good thing to do. It diminish a lot of things that you possess. You're a fighter, you're a competitor. Why when you go to election on a web ballot? That should be a disgrace, a shame.
and they know in the past those guys that went on web ballots, where Bani Saki during the Ebola time where people are worried about folks dying back home, Ebola were killing Liberians. Then Mr. Samuel Wilson, the past election commissioner, organized the election, and Bani went on a web ballot, and right there the Liberian people were not supposed to, and his leadership went down. And what he did is he took the Liberian money and just gave everything to Yola because the whole leadership was based off serving Yola. But gentlemen, thank you very much. Time is fast spent. We gotta go. I really appreciate you guys' input. We'll bring you back on the show here to update the community periodically. And we just wanted to talk to the community tonight that the election that was held, they should not abide by that fraudulent leadership right now, because it's just going to be Curtis and his own people that ruling stuff. There are no documents will be turned onto them. They might not even have place to have a meeting. Maybe they might use one of the members' house. But but we do not. The Liberian community did not recognize them as our new leaders. The board of directors will pretty much call on a mass meeting and pretty much shall be able to address us in person and tell us how the process is going to proceed. I believe that they will pretty much shall be able to appoint new commissioners and set a different date for general election. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you very much, and good night. And I will talk to you guys soon.
and
Thank you, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Tell Papi to start running, to start running.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Venton. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, sir.